Have you ever felt a place watching you, its silence heavier than any scream? There are corners of the world where the air itself feels alive, hungry, waiting. Blackwood Hollow is one such place, a forgotten village in England's countryside, erased from maps, spoken of only in hushed tones on obscure forums. They say no one who enters leaves. They say the shadows there have names. And if you're hearing this, those shadows might already know yours. I'm James Carter, a vlogger who chases abandoned places, decaying asylums, rusted mills, homes where time stopped. My followers live for the eerie, the kind of stories that make you glance over your shoulder. A few months ago, I found a thread on a dark corner of the internet about Blackwood Hollow. The posts were cryptic, panicked. People disappear there, one user wrote. The village isn't empty, it's waiting. Another mentioned a group of explorers who vanished in 2018. That group included my friends, Sophie, Tom, and Ellie. We used to vlog together, chasing thrills. Sophie was the planner, always mapping our routes. Tom was our tech guy, obsessed with drones. Ellie was fearless, diving into places that gave the rest of us chills. They went to Blackwood Hollow for a group video, posting a single photo of the village sign, half choked by ivy. Then, silence. No videos, no texts, no trace. I thought they'd quit vlogging, moved on. But deep down, I knew better. I had to find out what happened, and get the footage of a lifetime. The rumors about Blackwood Hollow were chilling. Old posts claimed the village was cursed after a tragedy in the 1800s. A cult, led by a man named Elias Blackwood, settled there, believing the land held a gateway to eternal sight. They performed rituals by an ancient well, offering sacrifices, first animals, then their own. One night, something went wrong. The village burned, but no bodies were found. Locals whispered that the cult didn't die, they became something else, bound to the land, watching from the shadows. Since then, travelers who wandered too close never returned. A hiker in the 90s left a journal entry, the trees moved. The eyes never blinked. Another tale spoke of a family who stayed overnight in the 1950s. Their car was found miles away, empty, with claw marks on the seats. These stories fueled my obsession. I packed my camera, drone, and Sophie's old map, marked with a red X, and hit the road. The drive to Blackwood Hollow was like descending into a nightmare. The road twisted through dense forest, branches scraping my car like claws. My GPS flickered, then died, leaving me with Sophie's map. Halfway there, I stopped at a rundown petrol station, its neon sign buzzing faintly. An old man behind the counter, his eyes sunken, stared at me when I mentioned Blackwood Hollow. "Don't go there, lad," he rasped. My brother went in '85. Left a note saying he saw faces in the trees. Never came back. His hands trembled as he handed me change. "They know when you're coming." I laughed it off, but his words clung to me like damp air. When I reached Blackwood Hollow, the sun was bleeding into the horizon. The village was pristine, stone cottages with unbroken windows, gardens oddly neat, as if the residents had vanished mid-step. The air felt thick, like it was pressing against my skin. I switched on my camera, its red light a fragile anchor in the dusk. The first house was frozen in time, a dining table set for four, dust-coating untouched plates. On the mantelpiece, I found a Polaroid of Sophie, Tom, and Ellie, taken here. Their smiles were forced, their eyes empty, like they'd seen something unspeakable. Nearby was an older photo, a family from decades ago, their faces smudged, as if erased. Scrawled on the back in red ink, "They see you." My throat tightened. Sophie used to scoff at creepy finds, but this felt too real. I whispered her name, half hoping for a response. The silence answered, heavy and wrong. Outside, the village seemed to breathe. Shadows flickered at the edges of my vision, vanishing when I turned. I moved to the next house, where Tom's drone gear was supposedly left. Inside, his backpack lay in a corner, a sticky note in his handwriting, "Don't trust the shadows." My pulse raced. A cracked phone on the floor flickered to life, showing a video of Ellie walking toward the village's central well, muttering, "They're calling me." The screen cut to static. I called out, my voice swallowed by the walls. In another house, I found Sophie's journal, its pages brittle but the ink fresh. "They come at night," she wrote. They know your name. Don't look at them. Don't say their names. Tom saw them first, in the well. He wouldn't stop talking about the eyes. We should have left. The last entry was a scrawl, "James, if you find this, run." How did she know I'd come? My flashlight flickered, and a whisper slithered through the room, a chorus of voices, layered, inhuman, like static given life. James. I stumbled outside, camera shaking. The wind carried murmurs, and the trees leaned closer. I launched my drone, hoping to capture the village's layout. The screen showed houses arranged in a spiral, like a snare. Shadows darted between them, too fluid, casting no light. The drone sputtered and crashed into the forest. I had to retrieve it, it was my only proof. The woods were a maze, branches snagging my clothes like hands. I found the drone near an ancient well, its rim carved with symbols that seemed to writhe. Clawed tracks, not human, circled it. Sophie's map had marked this well, "Don't look." But the whispers grew louder, calling my name. I peered in. Dozens of glowing eyes stared back, unblinking, from the darkness. "You're one of us," they hissed, their voices clawing into my mind. I ran to my car, but it wouldn't start. The camera caught a tall, faceless figure with long, thin arms behind me, invisible until I checked the footage. Panic choked me. The forest came alive, branches twisting like limbs, grabbing at me. I tripped, the camera falling, still recording. On the screen, dozens of faceless figures circled me, their hollow eyes burning, voices blending, Sophie's, Tom's, Ellie's, pleading, "Don't look." But I had. I blacked out. I woke in the village square, the well looming. The camera's battery was nearly dead. The last recording showed me standing, my eyes empty, like my friends in that Polaroid. The figures stood behind me, flickering like static. Footsteps crunched closer. The camera died. This recording was found on a motorway, miles from Blackwood Hollow, with no trace of how it got there. Sophie, Tom, Ellie, they chased a story, like me. They found the truth, and it claimed them. Blackwood Hollow doesn't just take its visitors. It keeps them. It knows them. And if you're listening, it knows you. Don't seek Blackwood Hollow. Don't speak their names. Don't look into the dark.